Are you a perfectionist? Do you have to make everything just so before you can show it to the world? Well, then this episode is for you because perfectionism is crippling your productivity and your business. Ugh. It's that time of day again. Time to get up and make someone else rich. Hi there and welcome to the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Over the years, I've taken the skills I've learned as a dedicated employee in multiple fields and turned it into a thriving six-figure online business to create a wealth of my own. Now I'm here to teach you how to do the same thing. I share my successes and failures as an online business owner with you to help you avoid the pitfalls that can come with being an entrepreneur in the online space. It's my goal to help you achieve your success faster, adopt the right mindset for that success, and to show you how failing forward is all part of the process in building your wealth instead of someone else's. This is the Build Your Wealth podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson, and I help new entrepreneurs just like you ditch the day job, create a successful online business, and start living life on your terms. Today I'm going to tell you about how perfectionism almost completely derailed my business before it even started and how I got past it. When I first started my website, I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. I spent weeks on end fussing over color combinations, logo creation, font choices, layout, and on and on. My first product didn't go live on my website for a full month. I would make adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, trying to get it absolutely perfect. Then I'd review it and start over because some part of it just didn't look perfectly right. I toiled away needlessly for far too long on that one single product before it ever went live. And once I hit publish, crickets. You know why? Because instead of putting lots of live, somewhat imperfect products up on my website, giving the search engines links to gobble up and show to the world, I wasted all my time fussing over pointless details that I would literally be the only one to ever notice. My designer's eye was actually causing me to pedal backward instead of forward. It was like I had my gas pedal all the way down on the floorboards, but I just was spinning my tires in the mud. I was spending so much time perfecting that one listing that I wasn't getting any traction on anything else to help move my business forward. And the worst part was that I was striving to achieve something that doesn't even exist. There is no such thing as perfection. There will always be changes and improvements you can make along the way. But the main thing you need to remember is you are your own worst critic. You'll always be the harshest judgment that you will ever have to endure. 99% of the things that you see as imperfections will go completely unnoticed by others. And the people that get hung up on those imperfections most likely aren't your ideal client anyway. So what did I have to do to get over my perfectionism? I had to literally get my head around that very notion that it just plain doesn't exist. That no matter how hard I try, I will never achieve perfection. The most valuable lesson that I learned was that you need to just start. The sooner you get started, the sooner you begin making progress towards your goals. Start quickly, start simply, and start messy, but start. It doesn't have to be perfect because it can't be perfect. You can always go back and change things to improve things later and make them more designed to what your audience wants and needs. But until you put something out there, you're never going to know what that is because if you're not out there, there's no audience to see your perfect product anyway. Taking action is the most important thing you can do. Even baby steps are action steps. And as long as you consistently keep taking those steps, keep taking action every single day, you're making progress, and you'll eventually look back and see how far you've come and say, wow, I remember when I first started this journey and I can't believe what I've created. Because you kept taking action. You kept taking consistent, imperfect, messy steps forward. You put yourself out there. You became visible. You became an authority in your field because you did it messy. Because you did it messy, you set an example for those that follow you. It shows you're real. It creates a safer space for those that follow you. It makes you relatable instead of untouchable. No one wants to follow perfection because it just isn't real. The more real you are with your audience, the bigger and more dedicated your audience will be. There is no magic pill for success. Your success will completely depend on how you move forward. Will you waste your time trying to achieve an unattainable perfection? Or will you start messy and start moving toward your future? The choice is yours, so choose wisely. I hope this episode brought a new perspective to you on how to ditch that dreaded perfectionism and how to start taking messy action. Because with each step you take, that next step will appear. I promise you, you're going to be blown away at how fast you start making progress when you use this approach. I hope you'll join me next week to hear some more of my business beginner's growing pains. I'll talk to you then. This episode is sponsored by my new program, Designer in a Day. Do you get frustrated when you see all these great graphics in your social media feed and wish you could make something that looks as good as those? Do you see beautiful graphic after beautiful graphic and think, sure, those are gorgeous, but I could never make anything that looks like that? Or maybe you've hired a graphic designer to create your graphics for you and you're tired of paying expensive graphic designer rates. Designer in a Day is a DIY course that was created to help entrepreneurs just like you with the need for simple graphic design skills on the fly. Learn from a 28-year professional graphic designer how you can create your own eye-catching graphic designs and save time and money by doing it yourself. If this sounds good to you, then Designer in a Day is just what you need. I'll be opening up class soon. Spaces fill up fast, so make sure you get on the waitlist so you don't miss the open enrollment notification where I'll be sending you my personal invitation to join us in class. To get on the waitlist, go to designerinadaday.com. I'll put that link in the show notes section too so you can get signed up. Hope to see you in class. You've been listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing to the show. I've included any links to specifics mentioned in the show notes section below so you can easily grab them there. I hope you'll consider leaving a review for me and let me know what you thought about the show, and if it helped you or resonated with you in some way, I'd love to hear about that too. Thanks again, and I'll see you over on the next episode to your success.